Finally, Australia decided to give Sri Lanka a chance to play a test in their own soil. It was a lazy period in Sri Lankan test calendar. They played their last test in April, and during the year of 1987, they played only 2 test matches. This time, Australian board decided to involve Sri Lanka for the World Series Cup in addition to the test match. So, for them it was a good opportunity to stretch their legs in this beautiful kangaroo land. After earning the full member status in ICC, Team Sri Lanka visited Australia twice. First, they visited in 1983, but played only few first-class matches. Then they visited in 1985. But during that tour Sri Lanka participated only one-day internationals in Benson and Hedges World Series Cup, as the third team. They had to face mighty West Indies and Australia and ended up the series as the last with just one victory at the end of the series.
And Hayes said it might have to run 4 or it might just make it to the boundaries. Here it does. Very well timed. 5 runs per over. That's 4. And the moment it left the bat, it went like a rook. Out! He's gone! Last ball of the 15th over. Jamal, oh, he's in pain, but he's...
This time they have the opponent, Team New Zealand in the Tri-Series. New Zealand is playing in Australia since 1987 November. They have already completed 3-match test series in Australia. Home team Australia able to win the series by 1-0. From Australian camp their skipper, Allan Border was the highest scorer with one of the 2 centuries scored from their side. In fact it's a double century. He scored 205 in Adelaide.
Straight out of the Allan Border, scrapbook that one, a punishing shot. Very good square of the wicket.
Craig McDermott leading the bowling by taking 17 wickets. From the visiting side Martin Crowe was the highest run getter, between both the sides. With a century and 3 50s, he has scored 396 runs.
He gets gully position just to 2 sweeps, 4 all the way. Dean Jones continues. Well, that's not a good ball, it's a great shot. Found the gap, there's 4 men on the offside and he split the position just backward of point but races away from ball. That's good running, the last ball. Keeps the strike, intelligent cricket. Brings up his 50, 2 for 1 for 8.
With 3 5-wicket hauls and 1 10-wicket haul, Richard Hadley was leading the bowling department with 18 wickets.
And Tony Dodemaide is on the way, and just for a change, Richard Hadley has taken 5 wickets in an innings. That's 32 times in Test cricket, and he's 13th against Australia. What a great performance by Hadley.
Before touring Australia, Sri Lanka team has participated in Cricket World Cup 1987 in India and Pakistan. It was a disastrous tour for Sri Lanka, and they lost all their 6 matches. They played in Group B with England, Pakistan, and West Indies and ended up as the last in the group. Arjuna scored 252 runs with 3 50s, and he was ranked as the highest run getter from Sri Lankan side.
Just slipped out of his hands. Cut away down to the 3rd man boundary. It's going to be 4 runs.
Overall, it was not a good tournament for Sri Lankan bowlers. Only Ravi Ratnayak got 10 wickets, and apart from him none of the bowlers able to grab at least 5 wickets in their 6 matches.
Let's bowl him. Khan. He was trying every guess. So that's the end of Javed Miadad.
Lack of bowling talent displayed in the game against West Indies, and mighty West Indies score record-breaking 360 runs for 4 wickets in Karachi. On the other hand, New Zealand finished the tour as the 3rd in Group A, beating only Zimbabwe twice. Australia was the team finished the tournament with a big smile. They were the new world champions. So, it is a huge challenge for Sri Lanka to compete these two teams in their own backyard. Sri Lankan Cricket Board has decided to drop couple of senior players from the unsuccessful 1987 World Cup squad. They dropped their captain Duleep Mendes from the team. Along with him they dropped veteran players like Roy Dias, Ashantha Damel. In addition to that they have done a major cleanup to a bowling department by dropping Ramesh Rathnayake, Vino Thenjan, and Don Anuraziri. And board decided to experience a young blood with a new captain. They appointed Ranjan Madugal as the new captain. And Arjuna Ranathanga as his deputy. There were good young batting talent with some experience in the team. Aravinda would be a promising star for sure. Also in order to back the batting lineup they have lined up Roshan Mahanama, Asanka Gurusinha, and Hashan Tilakaratne. Two players selected to do the job behind the wicket. Guida Alwies was their main man. Also Brendan Kurapia could be a good selection as he is a top-order batsman as well. Ravi Ratnayak will lead the bowling department as well as the all-rounder department. Also, players like Sanath Kalyaparuma and Athula Samarasekara can act as either batsman or a bowler depending on the situation. Bowling department was quite new. All of the quick bowlers are still in their learning days. But players like Graham Labrui, Koshi Kamalian, and Champaka Ramanayake was given a good opportunity to take the advantage of pace and bounce of Australian pitches. Compared to quick bowling department their spin department was bit of weak. They had a left-hand bowler Shrithran Jaganathan and leg spinner Azoka De Silva in their squad. Altogether it's a bit of a lengthy tour for Sri Lanka. They had to play a test match, 8 one-day internationals and 3 practice games. If they threw to the final in World Series, they had to face a best-of-3 challenge in the final, or if they eliminate, they have another practice match in place. And, the matches placed all over the Australia. They have matches in 7 venues. This includes major grounds like Melbourne, Sydney and Perth. Sri Lankan team will start their journey from West Australia. On December 26th, they will start the tour facing Western Australia country team for a 50-over game. After that they will kick-start the World Series, as well as the New Year by starting the match with Australia on January 2nd at Perth. Then they will meet third team, New Zealand on January 5th at Sydney for a day and night game. On January 9th at Adelaide, they will meet New Zealand again. Following day, January 10th they have a match with Australia on the same venue. As Sri Lanka's 5th match, they will compete with New Zealand at Hobart on January 12th. Then they will march down to Melbourne for their second day and night match with Australia on January 14th. After the match they have to fly to Brisbane to meet New Zealand on January 16th. On January 19th at Sydney, they will meet Australia as their last match of the group stage. If Sri Lanka advance to finals, the first final match will be held on January 22nd at Melbourne. And the second final will be held at Sydney on January 24th as a day and night game. Finals will be held in best-of-3 manner. So, if needed third final too, will be held in Sydney. If Sri Lanka has been eliminated from the group stage, they will have to play for a 3-day match at Hobart with Tasmania between January 23rd till 25th. After that game, they will fly to Northern Territory to play a 50-over game with South Australia at Alice Springs on January 31st. Their last practice game before the test will be played with Victoria at Melbourne on February 6th till 9th. The one and only test will be played at Perth from February 12th till 15th to conclude the series. It is time to start the tour and it's time to start cricket. Well, Sri Lanka's first practice match scheduled to play in beautiful WACA ground Perth on Boxing Day with Western Australia. Home team was led by an experienced left-handed batsman Wayne Andrews. They have experienced batsman and former Australian captain Kim Hughes. By this time he has retired from Test and one-day international cricket after playing 70 Test matches in 97 one-days. Apart from he they had players like Terry Alderman, Tim Zoharer who represents Australia for both one-day and Test cricket. Alderman was a star in 1981 Ashes tour for grabbing 42 Test wickets. Left-arm fast bowler Chris Matthews played 3 Test and youngster Tom Moody played 3 one-days in the Tour of India in 1987. On the other hand, this is first appearance of Ranjan Madugal as a captain. He is walking to the field with a young team. Players like Hashan, Azoka, Labrui and Amaline having very less experience so far and it's a good opportunity for them to get some exposure. coin toss was won by Western Australian captain Wayne, and he invited Sri Lanka to bat first. Openers Roshan and Asunka made a good start of 49 runs, and Asunka got out as the first batsman. Next came best batsman of Sri Lanka batting lineup, Aravinda de Silva, and he put up 119 runs partnership for the second wicket with Roshan. Roshan scored 64 runs and dismissed as the second wicket. Next came vice-captain Arjuna to join the in-form batsman Aravinda, and they brought the score up to 251, then Aravinda departs. Aravinda scored 112 runs, this is the first century of the touring team. Ranjan not spend much time in the middle, and in their 49 overs Sri Lanka has scored solid 291 runs for 5 wickets. It was a not good day for Western Australian bowlers. Milaz took 2 wickets for 60 runs. Their most experienced bowler Terry Alderman bowled economically and gave just 2.8 runs per over. Home side, Western Australia came to bat next, but their wickets start falling in regular intervals. Tom Moody and Greg Shipperd put up 66 runs partnership for the fourth wicket, which was their best in the innings. None of the batsmen were able to pass half-century, and middle-order batsman Greg Shipperd scored 49 runs. All Sri Lankan bowlers were among wickets. Again, Aravinda was the star with ball. He grabs 3 wickets, including the wicket of highest-scoring batsman Shipperd. Early in the innings Ravi and Labrui balls brilliantly and put up enough pressure to Western Australian batting lineup. So home team was able to score just 230 runs in their 49 overs, leaving 61 runs win to Sri Lanka. With that win Sri Lanka starts their tour, and it's the end of year 1987. With the beginning of the New Year, World Series Cup kicks off and Sri Lanka will meet the tournament host Australia on January 2nd. Let's see what happens from next episode onwards.